we're starting up, and you just hit the F2 key to go to the BIOS, but we're not going to go to the BIOS. We'll just go right to the startup. And by the way, the BIOS is in English. It's a standard Phoenix BIOS. So no surprises there. While we're waiting for it to start up, let's take a look at the keyboard. It's actually a pretty good keyboard. It's a chiclet style. Feels not very comfortable. It's about, I think it's about 95% of standard. So exactly the same size as a Sony P keyboard as well, and about the same feel. So they've done a good job of having a comfortable keyboard on it. Okay, here you see I'm using my F key, and the F key, the hotkey software is actually very important because it allows us to turn on a lot of functionality on the computer. We can control, you know, from extending our screen or cloning our screens, or going to an external screen, which you can see I'm doing here. The other thing we can do is we can turn on our web camera, things like that. You can't do that any other way but through the hotkey. That's why it's necessary to install the software. And unfortunately, it doesn't work with Windows 64-bit. So we hope that they come out with a update to that. So here's the webcam. You can turn the mouse on and off. You have different modes for cooling, so you have standard mode. But let me go extend the screen, because that's what everybody wants to see. Here we go. We're going to go to extended mode. So now we've extended our laptop. So now we're getting some serious resolution. Let me go open up a browser so you can get an idea. And then this computer comes with the AMD Neo 1.6 gigahertz processor, but it also comes with the 3200 ATI Radeon HD graphics processor. So actually, the graphics performance is quite good on this computer, and the screens are beautiful. They look very high res, and the colors are wonderful on them. So it really feels like a step up from the DZ to the DX. The DX just has, the screens are just much better, and it makes the experience much better. So for the slight rise in cost, it's absolutely worth it to get these two screens. So, and you can see I can drag it over, or if I want, I can make one big long screen, which is kind of nice. So we can switch it over. So quite nice to have the dual browsers as well going. So, and in fact, let's go take a look at YouTube, because I'm sure you guys want to know how the graphics performance is on this. So, sorry. So bring up YouTube. So I'm running a beta version of Firefox. So if it gets a little funky, excuse me. Then while we're running YouTube, I'm also going to bring up the task manager, the performance monitor, and the task monitor. That way you can get an idea of what kind of performance and CPU usage we are getting while using it. Okay, I'm going to just bring up a standard video first. So I think it's going to start me off in... Oh, we'll see. Ooh, nice sound. So this is your standard avatar YouTube video. As you can see, there's no problem running standard YouTube videos. No problem at all. So, but if you can see, it is using the CPU at full usage, but it's not having any problems running it. This is Coral Reef. We ran this before with the DZ, but the sound doesn't sync. So it seems like even at full, it can run and play 1080p video fine, but it seems like it's having a problem syncing with the audio. So, and that's probably because the CPU and the GPU can't keep up. So you can't see 1080p on this anyway. It has no problems doing 720p, but 1080p seems like it's going to be a stretch on this computer. So. Yep, it's while it's a good GPU, it's still not going to be something you're going to use to watch 1080p video. So let me see. Okay, we have our webcam here, which is kind of nice. And that here you can turn it on. Hi, hello everybody. So and it's that you can record and things like that. So, and then you can enable that with the hotkey here. Things like that. You can turn the volume down. The screens are bright. That's the other good thing about it. They're very crisp and they're very bright. The screens are wonderful. Okay, let's take a look at the Windows 7 performance settings. Here you can see we've got 4 gigabytes of memory installed. Only 2.2 gigabytes is usable. The other gigabyte, or the other 750 megabytes of RAM is being used by the GPU. Again, it's a 32-bit operating system. Problem is, it only uses 2.2 gigabytes of memory. Let's take a look at the Windows Experience Index. GPU performance, same as the exactly the same as a DZ. 3.1 memory was the same. 4.6. The only place it seems kind of weak is the desktop's performance for Windows Era, which is 2.5. 3D business graphics performance is 4.3, which is very good, and disk data transfer rate's very good at 5.5. So all in all, quite respectable, and again, better than any Atom-based computer you're going to get. You see that the gameplay is quite smooth. I have no problem moving around here. And then this is, I'm playing at a much higher ratio. This is at 1024 by 768 compared to the DZ where I could only go at 600 by 800. So that's a nice thing about this, is that I can run at full resolution. I can run at a higher resolution. And, but it has no problem. You'll see though that the CPU's pretty maxed out while I play, but there's no stutter. Gameplay's quite good. So it seems like it's just right at, I guess, what's usable on this. But no problem at all. Let's go get in and start killing! I think the guy behind me is just getting killed. I killed somebody, yeah! Oh, run for my life! I just died. Crap. You might notice that I'm playing with a wireless mouse. But you'll notice that there's no wireless mouse sticking out here. And this isn't a Bluetooth mouse. I could do with a Bluetooth, but I'm not using a Bluetooth. I'm using a standard, 2.4 gigahertz mouse, wireless mouse here. And I'll show you how I do it. Let me go turn the computer off, and I'll give you a little tour of the bottom. It's very easy. The screw comes off, just slide forward, and you're done. Again, if you didn't see the DX video, or the DZ video, they have a few very nice features in here. The first thing is it comes with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Naturally, it's got 4 slots, so it's upgraded to 4. It's got 2 slots, so it's got 4 gigs of memory in it. This has been added by Connix.net. Comes with a standard 2.5-inch SATA drive. And the best feature of this computer, and how I was able to use my wireless mouse, is that it's got a built-in Bluetooth, built-in USB 2.0 port.
Use a screwdriver.
I'm going to have to use a screwdriver to get it out. You can see it's not the easiest to get out, but there we go. Very tight fit. There you go. And I was able to slide that in there so I could use my mouse. Again, you could easily use most any USB device I could fit in here, like an HSDPA module or a WAN or WiMAX module. It's also, there's no shielding. It's got copper shielding on the rest of the computer except for right where the slot is. So obviously it's designed for wireless use. So very nice feature about that. Changing the drive out is such a piece of cake on this computer. It's just 2 screws and slide, and that's it. You can easily slide in an SSD or a bigger hard disk, although 320 gigabytes is pretty big for a laptop.